Music is something that's meant to be shared. It's not something you keep to yourself.
You sort of wonder, like, was this the last concert that they might have seen? And you sort of hope that you did a good job for them.
The day looks very different with a bit of music.
There is a recognition. There's almost like an aura in the middle that's like, wow.
It creates a certain calmness. It's quite a powerful thing to see.
I go to that place of where in 30 years am I going to be? And how will I want my life to look?
Oh, I'm happy to see them back.
Did you say that it made your week?
Yes, it does. In fact, it makes the month.
So then after we go to Providence, we will go to swimming for just a little. When somebody comes across the threshold of Providence Manor, they are a resident, and that's a new role for them. And what I see happening with all of this is that the resident is being reached in a very important way so as to evoke the other personas, the mother, the father, the poet, the lover, the musician. And I think that's what's so beautiful about having these kids come. It's music and children making music is so incredibly special. So what do we need? Violence, music, anything else?
My name is Karen-Michele Kimmett, and I am the project lead and director of the Canta Arya Providence Manor collaboration.
So from the outset of the school, we very quickly began to play in the community. Our students, right from the beginning, knew that music, again, that theme of not by just for us, not just for me, but it's something you go out and you give to others.
This is a partnership that is based on reciprocity. There's a mutual benefit, there's a mutual gain for the residents, for our staff, for the students, families. It's a real coming together and appreciating and enjoying each other through music.
So everybody can actually empathize with anybody who's in a long-term care home.
Yeah, this is a gift. If we didn't even take the violins out of the cases, the gift starts already.
Just your toes, okay? Now can you get your knees going? Oh, mine are really creaking. Isabel, are you awake? Good, okay.
Usually before the concert, the resident is in their room or in a common area. Sometimes they might be nodding off, having a little snooze. But if you urge them and encourage them to come to this program, they're usually quite receptive and they want to engage and be a part of the event.
It's an extraordinary thing because patients come in and they're not sure what they're going to be seeing, and there's always maybe a bit of agitation, and then when the kids come in, there's really two components to it. I think one is the children. Having the children come into a long-term care facility is really significant for the patients here, right? They don't have a lot of exposure to kids, so that in itself is quite powerful. And then the second piece is the music. It's an amazing thing to compare how the patients are behaving before and after the music.
The benefit is, the first word that comes to mind is joy.
A gentleman this morning stood up there for almost an hour to watch the whole program. He would normally be sleeping in his chair. So that just kind of puts it in perspective.
they're oftentimes engaged. They're tapping feet, or they're singing if it's a fiddle tune.
Some people get up and dance. That's another great thing about the job, is that you can dance with people and have a great time.
It brings us a real essence and a sense of who those people are beyond the role of resident. And I think that's really, really key for us to reach them, for them to rediscover parts of themselves, and just a real privilege to sort of see that unification for the person.
Many parents have said to me, I so wish that my own father or mother was in a place like this, because it's the people.
I think about my own parents who are not in the same city as we are. I kind of like to think that even though we are not where they are, my kids are sort of playing for grandparents that they don't have in town. So it's really heartwarming, and they're so appreciative. Yeah, they really are.
The faster the music goes, the faster I knit, I believe. I love to knit. I do a lot of knitting. Knit and read and pray.
One of the beauties of this partnership is the students are giving to the residents. The residents are also giving to the students. And they learn from them in terms of how they respond to the music, the conversations they have. It's reciprocal. It really, truly is a mutual a relationship that goes two ways, and that's so important.
It's almost otherworldly in a way. Even if you're a shy person, you just automatically come out of your shell. You can just be so comfortable with them. It's like speaking to a grandparent almost. No matter how long the conversation is, you leave with just this feeling of, wow, that is so amazing that I connected with that person. And it feels very personal to speak with them. You feel a lot of empathy towards them. You just hope that you can sort of give them that connection that they might be missing with their own family.
You know, like they come back from university and they, you know, I've had conversations with Karen, and Karen said, yep, they're coming home from school just to come to Providence Manor. University kids, when they're giving up their time, when they're so busy, focused on their studies and wanting to build their own social connections and their own friendships and relationships, and they're coming into a long-term care home because they enjoy the relationship that they have. And when you're giving that time is the greatest gift.
It was wonderful to be able to not only play for, but chat with the residents at Providence Manor. And it emphasizes how important it is to have older generations part of your life and the connection between the two. And not only can you bring your gift or music or art to the residents, but you also learn a lot from them in return. So it's a very rewarding experience.
You like your students to benefit from this program?
To continue to share their music, empathy, to continue building that awareness that music is a force for connection. We share our love of doing something with others, for others, then something magical happens. And I believe they do take that with them when they leave our school.
I don't know, it just makes them feel like they're not so like in one place, like they have connections outside of the home.
We want to really understand what it is that's happening. What is it about how Canta Arya and Providence Manor have come together that's created this chemistry or this magic that works?
What do we do now? How can we keep this momentum happening so that that richness and that quality of life is available now to the people that are here?
The empathy that is built from both the residents and the students is so powerful. That partnership and the concerts and the couples meal and the music mates and the postcards and the pictures, every single one of those things has made a difference, and it has made a difference to so many residents.
There's so much we can do, but it really takes funding, it takes attention from the government, but this is a good time to do it. This is a time to make these changes, to incorporate these changes into the requirements of nursing homes going forward.
Help people understand how meaningful this is. It's not simply people coming in and playing and thank you, it was lovely. It's much deeper than that. It has much more significant impact on everybody it touches. So that's part of where we're going. We want to share what we're doing. And I have a feeling that, doors are going to open. I don't know which door. And this is going to evolve in ways I've not even imagined.
Long-term care doesn't have to be the ending point. Long-term care can be the best days of your life.
We're changed as people as well, profoundly changed. It's an important message, particularly right now, for the world.